I'm starting to wonder if I'm gonna get this story done by the end of the month. Obviously, I put up, what 824 words, so like maybe 3.5 pages today, which, not bad on any normal day. It wouldn't be bad. Basically, I did kind of bulk up my errands today, just so that way I have all my time tomorrow for that little marathon writing session I plan on doing. But man, like those words I wrote today, all that did was just actually make my story, the scene I was writing, go deeper. I jumped into it today thinking I was gonna wrap up my scene relatively quickly, and it just got deeper. There was more to kind of explore with my character. Basically, I decided to go a bit further with some things, and so really all those words did it did not get me to the end of the scene any faster. It just made the scene, it's made the scene longer. In looking at it, I'm very, very happy that that it added a lot of depth to it, so I'm not by any means complaining about it. But man, this thing is just getting deeper and deeper now. now and if there's any sort of like reflection or any kind of lesson to take away from this, I it is good to I would always say going deeper is always helpful with that, like going further with your story, making the content more rich. That you always want to err on that side. So it's definitely good to go with that. You're always it's always better to err on the side of too much information and then hit the delete key like on a revision than it is to go really shallow and have to come up with new stuff to write. So it's good to approach it that way, but I do think you need to sort of figure out if you're the kind of person that overwrites or underwrites in a sense. And I've been a very, very classical underwriter. Most of what I've written before is basically, I think in many ways I could have went deeper. I could have explored more aspects of my stories. So this is interesting. The idea that I'm going now kind of in the opposite direction, sort of swinging into the dumping a whole lots of extra content into it. Hopefully that it's good stuff. It's not some boring filler. At least from what I've seen, I don't think it's anything. I think it's all necessary words to be put in there. But it is good to kind of figure that out. I remember when I first started writing there, I think Stephen King's book on writing, he talked about there are people that are take-outers that put inners. When he's talking about, he was referring to like I think later revisions too, when you go back through your work and you add more content or take it out. I've always been kind of a take-outer basically, just with all my writing here. Especially with this first draft though, I'm just putting like everything into it, like any avenue with these characters that can be explored, I'm going with, which is awesome. But man, like this is definitely feeling like a black hole. I mean, I'm looking at the calendar, just looking at the calendar right now. I've got 21 days left in the month to get this story done. And I'm hoping I get, I'm hoping I get there. Uh, with that, 12 hours tomorrow. I plan to do that writing marathon of 12 hours tomorrow. So I'll definitely be putting some scenes up from that. Hoping, if I can get, some really, really high word count out of that, with some real quality stuff, that's good. I just keep telling myself, again, don't put crap on the page just to get the story done by your deadline. If it, I keep telling myself if it takes longer, it takes longer. But man, I've got the end of the month in my head. It was my original goal. It's one of those things where I like for some reason it's not getting out of my head. The end of the month, it needs to hit by the end of the month. So hoping to hit that. And we'll see kind of where I get tomorrow with that. I mean, it's going to be close. I've still got, I mean, God, if I can even get two scenes finished in the 12 hours tomorrow, I think I can. But I mean, these are just two really, really long scenes I got coming up here. The one I'm on now and the next one. So hoping, hoping in 12 hours, basically I can get this written. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna see there. Cool. Yep. So I'll post the update tomorrow and see where the marathon takes us.